Hi, it's Rory from Voodoo Bloo here, and today I'm going to be taking you through some of the lyrics of MMA and sort of what they mean. To go through it quickly, Idols was a big inspiration to sort of making the lyrics of this one, or at least how I structured them, because the verses are the same in both the first and second verses, and the choruses are identical as well. So yeah, the whole basis of the song is that it's about somebody who kind of loses their inhibitions when they get drunk in town, and they just completely spill their guts on who they are, or maybe some of their darkest secrets and things like that. You know, I'm not the man who I was, who fought a lynch mob, and kind of stating that you have completely changed into this new character, and you're trying to fight off all of these people who are supposedly doing wrong to you, even though they're completely in the right. And it sort of follows through that idea of fighting a lynch mob as if it's a continuous struggle that this person has when they're drunk, or you know, just completely off their face or something like that. And moving into the choruses, my inhibitions have been traded for chases, again playing into sort of that idea of changing who you were. You got the message written by your neighbors. I spilled my ego down your burgundy blazer. You know, just sort of that verbal vomit that people seem to get when intoxicated, and completely spilling out everything that they have to say, whether other people want to hear it or not.
It should take about 30 seconds.
The first person to see a Dyson V15
So to begin with, I remember I was initially watching this KEXP session of a band called Fontaine's DC, and I was just really intrigued with how they sort of blended an old age punk sort of sound with this newer, fresher sound. It wasn't quite punk, it definitely took the elements from there, but it was going in a completely different direction, and that was the sort of thing that I remember not necessarily trying to emulate, but was definitely inspired by when writing the track. Hey Don, could you remember what it was that Jackson mentioned to you during that point in time?
MMA originally had a guitar solo, and Jackson was like, "You've got too many guitar solos," so he didn't.
Thanks, Don. So yeah, basically from there it came about to be a more cohesive and simpler, more compact song than we usually do, and what was done on the album. As a whole, I would say it's probably the simplest song that's on there, but at the same time, it's one of my absolute favorites. You just get the energy right from the get-go. There's no deeper underlying message or anything like that. You know, I feel like it's straight to the point, and that really does come through in terms of the songwriting. It's a very punchy track, and as I said again, one of my favorites on there.
Vintage?
When we initially recorded MMA, we did have a different producer on it for the album, which really gave the song a live feel, which was great for the track, and I honestly loved that version of it. And actually, I think that yeah, Don was on that version, and there was a couple of different things that he did. Don, do you have any insight into what happened during your session there?
That song was recorded before lockdown, and it was the last song we recorded on the album.
That's right, Don. And yeah, so that was the last song that we did just after we finished, well, just before we went into lockdown, and I kind of did the rest of the album myself. But during the process, as I was saying before, we got it originally produced by somebody else, and then we got another producer in who changed around some elements. You know, you'll be able to hear in the single mix, the initial single mix, there'll be some guitar lines and everything that you don't hear in the final version, and that was just due to some editing and production things that came up. But at the end of the day, even though the original mix has a more live feel, I think that the version that ended up on Jacobus has a better feel for the whole entire album. It's a lot punchier, and even though it doesn't maybe have quite that live feel that the original one did, I think all of the tracks sound more cohesive. The guitar and bass really flow together a lot more, and I think it makes it a more hard-hitting track at the end of the day, when talking about the newer version specifically. So yeah, I think that's everything that I really wanted to cover about MMA in general. Hopefully we'll do another one of these for a single coming out soon, but until that time, I guess I'll see you later.